If you've ever watched the FIFA World Cup and wondered how people turn predictions into wagers using online sportsbooks, this guide is going to walk you through everything in a clear, simple, and realistic way using PointsBet as an example. Keep in mind right from the start that sports betting is only available to adults in jurisdictions where it is legal, and it should always be approached responsibly as a form of entertainment rather than a way to make guaranteed income. The FIFA World Cup is one of the biggest sporting events in the world, bringing together national teams from every continent to compete on the global stage. Because of its massive popularity, sportsbooks like PointsBet create hundreds of betting markets around each match. These markets allow users to make predictions on outcomes such as which team will win, how many goals will be scored, or even which player might score first. Understanding how these systems work is the foundation of everything that follows. When people talk about betting on the World Cup using PointsBet, they're usually referring to placing predictions on football matches through an online platform that assigns odds to different outcomes. These odds represent probability as interpreted by the sportsbook, and they determine how much a successful prediction might return. But it is important to understand that odds are not guarantees. They are statistical reflections influenced by team performance, injuries, historical data, and public betting behaviour. Before anything else, the general process begins with understanding what a sportsbook actually is. A sportsbook is a regulated platform that accepts wagers on sporting events and calculates payouts based on odds. In the case of PointsBet, everything revolves around a digital interface where users can explore upcoming matches, view odds, and choose from different types of predictions. However, rather than thinking of it as a money-making system, it is more accurate to think of it as a prediction marketplace where people test their football knowledge against probability. The FIFA World Cup structure also matters here. Matches are played in stages: group stage, knockout rounds, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final. Each stage affects betting behaviour because early matches often have more unpredictable outcomes, while later matches tend to involve stronger, more evenly matched teams. This is why sportsbooks adjust odds continuously as the tournament progresses. Inside a platform like PointsBet, World Cup matches are usually categorised under football or soccer sections, depending on your region. Each match listing will show the two competing national teams and a set of possible outcomes. The most common type of prediction is simply choosing which team will win the match. This is often called a match result or moneyline market. But there are many other categories that experienced users explore as well. For example, there are goal-based predictions that focus on how many total goals will be scored in a match. This is often influenced by team style. Some teams play very defensively, while others focus on attacking football. Because of that, people may try to anticipate whether a match will be high scoring or low scoring. There are also predictions around both teams scoring, where the outcome depends on whether each team manages to score at least one goal. Another layer of complexity comes from timing-based predictions. These involve guessing what might happen during specific parts of the match, such as the first half or second half. Football is unpredictable, and momentum can shift quickly. A team might dominate early but fade later, or vice versa. This is why sportsbooks assign different odds to different time segments of a match. When someone explores PointsBet during a major tournament like the World Cup, they are essentially navigating a constantly updating set of probabilities. Odds can shift before kickoff and even during live matches. This is because sportsbooks adjust their models based on real-time events such as injuries, red cards, or unexpected goals. This live adjustment system is one of the reasons modern betting platforms feel dynamic compared to traditional predictions. To understand how people typically interact with a platform like PointsBet, imagine a user looking at an upcoming World Cup match between two national teams. They would see the match listed with odds next to each possible outcome. One team might be slightly favoured based on historical performance, while the other might be considered an underdog. The user then mentally evaluates the situation, considering factors like team form, star players, and recent performance in the tournament. However, what is often overlooked is that sportsbooks are designed with mathematical margins built into every market. This means the odds are structured so that the platform maintains an edge over time, regardless of individual match outcomes. This is a key concept that many beginners do not initially understand. It is not a system where predictions consistently lead to profit. It is a probability-based entertainment system where outcomes are uncertain. As the World Cup progresses, excitement increases, and so does betting activity. Quarter-final and semi-final matches tend to attract more attention because the stakes are higher and teams are more closely matched. At this stage, many users start paying attention to deeper statistics, such as possession rates, shot accuracy, and defensive records. These statistics are often used to justify predictions, although football remains one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. In a platform like PointsBet, users are also introduced to the concept of accumulators or combined predictions, where multiple match outcomes are grouped together. While this can increase potential returns, it also increases risk because all selected outcomes must be correct. Even a single unexpected result can invalidate the entire combination. This is why experienced observers often emphasize caution when engaging with complex prediction structures. Another important aspect of World Cup betting environments is emotional decision-making. Football fans are naturally passionate about their teams, and this can sometimes influence predictions in ways that are not based on logic or data. For example, someone might choose their favourite national team regardless of odds or form. Sportsbooks are aware of this behaviour, and it is one of the reasons odds sometimes shift based on public sentiment rather than just statistics. It is also important to understand the role of uncertainty. Even heavily favoured teams lose matches in the World Cup. That unpredictability is part of what makes the tournament so exciting. But it also means that no prediction system is ever guaranteed. Every outcome is still decided on the pitch, not on paper. When discussing platforms like PointsBet, it is also worth noting the importance of responsible gambling tools. Most regulated sportsbooks provide features such as spending limits, time reminders, and self-exclusion options. These tools are designed to help users maintain control and avoid excessive engagement. Responsible participation is always emphasized in regulated environments because the unpredictable nature of sports means outcomes cannot be controlled or guaranteed. From a broader perspective, the appeal of using sportsbooks during the FIFA World Cup is not just about predictions. It is also about engagement. Many users feel more connected to matches when they have a stake in the outcome, even if that stake is purely recreational. This sense of involvement is one of the main reasons sports betting platforms became popular alongside global sporting events. However, it is crucial to repeat that this should never be viewed as a financial strategy. The structure of odds, probability margins, and unpredictable match outcomes means that long-term profit is not guaranteed. Instead, it should be treated as entertainment, with real financial risk involved. As the final match of the World Cup approaches, attention reaches its peak. This is the moment when global interest is at its highest, and prediction activity also reaches its most intense point. But even the final remains unpredictable. Football history is filled with unexpected results, underdog victories, and last-minute changes that completely reshape expectations. In summary, using a platform like PointsBet during the FIFA World Cup is essentially about understanding how sports prediction markets work, how odds reflect probability, and how different types of match outcomes are structured. It is about recognizing that every match is uncertain, every prediction carries risk, and every outcome is ultimately decided by performance on the field. If there is one final takeaway, it is that football is designed to be unpredictable. That unpredictability is what makes the World Cup so exciting to watch in the first place. Sportsbooks simply mirror that uncertainty in numerical form, allowing people to engage with the tournament in a structured but inherently risky way.